What is going on, guys? My name is Goblin, and today Wizard of the Coast decided to slap us all in the face, changing a lot of formats and banning so many cards. Let's talk about that. So, February 15th, 2021, Wizard of the Coast made a lot of bans. So let's go format by format and talk about every individual card. Of course, I don't know every format, like Historic, I'm not playing a lot of it, so I'm just going to tell on my experience with the cards and with the formats. So Historic, we have Umnath and Uro. Like I told you, I'm not really a big player of Historic. I don't have a lot of experience playing this format. So I guess Uro is just pretty much the same logic where was really a really powerful card in multiple formats. So I guess they just made that ban there, like Pioneer and Modern. Maybe it has like the same logic. Umnath, I have no idea if the card was, if this is a good ban or not. But Umnath is definitely a really powerful card. So that's pretty much what I can talk about this format. Pioneer is a format that I played a bit. A lot more than Historic. So in Pioneer, they pretty much banned the Oops All Spell combo because they banned Ballistrat Spy and Undercity Informer, which were the two cards that were able to enable the Oops All Spell combo. I think that is great ban, honestly. Personally, I didn't like playing against the deck, and most of the time I was playing against it. It just felt really difficult to stop them. So in Modern, you have a lot more tools at your disposal to actually stop the spell combo, and other decks are keeping in check those kind of deck. So I think the deck was really not fun and really difficult to interact with it, so I like this ban. After that, we have Teferi Time Raveler. I think the card is really unfun. For sure, that's like your opponent plays Hearthstone. That's really not fun when you're playing a instant speed game. But then again, was it worth it to ban it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this one was necessary, but Different Time Raveler, definitely an unfun card. After that, we have Uro and Wilderness Reclamation. Wilderness Reclamation is definitely a problem in formats where you have access to Nexus of Fate, explosive expansion and stuff. Just really a powerful card, honestly, for the control decks to abuse it, or just for the combo decks sometimes. I think Wilderness Reclamation, maybe again like Teferi, maybe it was not necessary to get a ban, but definitely a really powerful card. Uro, I think, was definitely maybe not in Pioneer. Maybe Uro and Pioneer could have stayed as well. I think, honestly, if in Pioneer they were just banned Informer and Spy, I would have been happy. Uro, I'm still happy because I think it's gonna help me play more aggressive deck in Pioneer. But if I check like in a objective perspective, I think Uro was definitely a really powerful card in Pioneer, but it was a lot harder to bring it back like in Modern because you don't have enough fetches in Pioneer. Finally, we have Modern, the format that I spend the most hours in Magic. So pretty much what happened there was all the cards that we saw as players, like cards that were on the borderline of being banned, did get banned. So let's talk a bit about that. Of course, I'm not gonna go into like full details. I don't want this video to be like a 20-minute video. And there are a lot of videos on the internet talking about every individual card, why they should be banned, why they should not be banned. Even Uro, as a burn player, of course, I'm really happy that this card gets banned. But if I check always objective, there were a lot of cons and pros to ban Uro. Again, I'm not going to go in full details, but Uro was a borderline card. It wasn't really in the verge of being banned, but then all the other cards it brought in the last year did get Uro banned. So Uro, like, I always check all the cards in Magic that are getting banned an objective point of view for the health of the format. I never check them as, all right, I'm a humans player, so I like that is banned. I'm a Tron player, I'm a Burn player, whatever. I'm a Control player. Of course, I'm happy personally because I play a lot of Burn, but was Uro supposed to be banned? That is another question. I think personally I would ban the card, but if you told me would you ban Uro like 7-8 months ago, I think the answer was no. So that is it for Uro. Let's go with Field the Dead. Field the Dead, like a lot of other players talked about, if you just ban Uro and nothing else, Field of the Dead will carry control decks, and the modern metagame will not change that much. So Uro, of course, is a big piece of those kind of decks, but Field of the Dead is also another big piece. And if you're an Amulet fan, well, I'm sorry, but your deck is still playable. But the big control decks with 4-color and stuff is going to take a super big hit from Field of the Dead. I'm really happy this card is getting banned because I think it was a really problematic card. If you're playing a mid-range deck, you have no way to beat this card. If you're playing a control deck that is not running Field of the Dead, you cannot beat this card most of the time. So I think this card deserved a ban. Mystic Sanctuary, I think the card is like a borderline card for me. So I do understand why you would want to ban it, and I have not like also cons where I would not want to ban it. I think this card helps a lot control decks that were struggling, but control decks receive so many gifts, Mystic Sanctuary being one of them. And I think the most, like, for me, the best reason why I would want to ban it is just because it enables you to create infinite luck as a control player. You're not playing a prison deck, you're playing a control deck. So having like Deprive or Cryptic Command, just bouncing it back already again. And the fact that it's honestly not that hard to activate it is kind of really, really powerful. In another video, I talked about this card. I was thinking if you want to like put it less powerful, just not a fetchable land, or just unless it would be other islands would just be basic islands, so it would make the card really less powerful. But I think I do understand the ban, and I'm honestly happy with it, even if I run the card in a lot of decks that I'm playing Paper Magic. So, Siemens Spirit Guide. This one is a big one. A lot of players wanted this card banned for years, like a lot of years. And of course, a lot of other players defended the card. I think, honestly, the card for me should have been banned a long time ago. But I'm a bit sorry. Like I feel a bit bad for the combo deck players because this card was like really central of those decks. Like New Form is gonna take a super big hit, almost unplayable now. Ad Nauseam is gonna take a super big hit, almost unplayable now. Prison decks, of course, it's not a combo deck, but it's gonna take a super big hit as well. Upsal Spell is gonna take a super big hit. All the previously Cascade decks would have taken a super big hit, but you're gonna see that that has been changed. So Siemens Spirit Guide for me was a good ban, but I do understand that a lot of deck and a lot of players are going to be destroyed by the ban of the Siemens Spirit Guide. Like, let's say you have been playing Ad Nauseam for like the past 7 years, and they banned this. You feel a bit sad. Alright, Tybalt's Trickery next up. So this card just got printed, and right off the bat, it was pretty annoying. Honestly, I think I would not ban this card. Sorry. Just because you already banned Siemens Spirit Guide. So why would you ban Tybalt's Trickery? I do understand that it's like, oh, you can do turn 3 into Emrakul, wow. But honestly, banning the Siemens Spirit Guide is gonna slow these decks so much that I think was not necessary. But I do understand why they banned it, but Not sure if it was necessary. All right, now we have Legacy. Again, I'm not going to go in full details in Legacy because I don't play that much of this format, but I think the card speaks for themselves, honestly. Oko, I'd say it's like a power 9 level of power level. Oko is just one of the most powerful card ever in the history of Magic. You have, like, if you're playing green, you have to splash blue just for Oko. If you're playing blue, you have to splash green just for Oko. This card is just so powerful. I'm not gonna go in full details because Oko was talked about so much. So yeah, Oko is just so broken, I think. Astrolabe, this card is also a very, very powerful card. I guess the ban was primarily because it helps too much your mana base. You pretty much have a perfect mana base. You're playing like a 5-color deck, and with this card, it just gives you a perfect mana base, and you draw a card, and it's an artifact synergy card. So just for 1 mana, it's so efficient, does so many things. Just a really, really powerful card. Dreadhorde Arcanist. This card was played in Delver decks. I think this card, I'm not sure about this one because again, I'm not playing a lot of Gessi, but if you're playing a lot of Gessi, let me know in the comment section below what do you think about this ban. I think this card is like, when you have it on the battlefield against a mid-rangey or tempo-y deck matchup, the one that has the Arcanist and can protect it just wins the game. Honestly, just you have so many card advantage with this card because you have Preordained, Ponder, Brainstorm that you can flashback. Really, really powerful card. I think it's well designed Magic card. I like it a lot, but maybe for Legacy it might be too powerful. Then again, I'm not playing a lot of Legacy, so. Finally, we have Vintage. This is just an unban of Lurrus. Honestly, it's not a big deal. Because they banned Lurrus when the companion mechanic was not changed, and then when they changed the companion mechanic, they did not unban Lurrus, and now they just unban it. So that's pretty much just a little fix. And finally, they pretty much banned Tybalt Cosmic Imposter because they changed the rule of Cascade. So pretty much now you won't be able to cast spell. Because before it was like, okay, I play Bloodbraid, and now I check, okay, I get Valky, and then you can cast either side of the card, but now you won't be able to do that. You're just going to be able to cast the one that has covered mana cost less, so just the Valky side of things. So that's pretty much it for the format and the ban. What do you think of these ban? Do you think some were not necessary? Do you think other cards should have been banned? Let me know in the comment section below. I'll see you next time. Has been G for Goblin Guide. Bye bye.